In today's game, greatness is defined by moments like this. But before the era of Mahomes magic, there was a different time. A time where defenses ruled the field. When quarterbacks played with swagger, precision, and perfection. When legends were forged under the brightest lights, and the unthinkable became reality. This is where it all began. Welcome to the 2012 franchise, where history isn't remembered, it's rewritten.
Alrighty guys, welcome back to another episode of ZA Productions, and today we're back at it with the Madden 12 franchise. And it's gonna be a great episode. And before we dive into it, if you guys could like and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. And yeah, without further ado, let's just dive in. Alrighty, now, so diving into the actual episode, we're at about week 16 right now, and a ton of stuff has happened. I would say this is gonna be one of the best episodes. I mean, like, we actually have our first rivalry now, and it is heated between these two. I mean, like, I couldn't envision a better rivalry. It is the Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles, and I'll just dive into coverage on that right now.
So what happened was the Packers and the Eagles were fighting for the 1 seed. It was 31-21 at about midway through the third quarter. I was watching the game through my buddy Paralift's stream. He was the Eagles user. Logan is the Packers user. And yeah, Paralift lagged out. There's a huge lag spike update with Madden's PC thing. It's just Madden didn't have a good update. It's been awful. And yeah, so there's just nothing we can do about it right now, and it's been bad. So he logged out due to that, but it did not seem like that considering he was losing. So going over to this screenshot, then they're just, you know, calling each other names, and it is just getting absolutely heated at this point, and they were both pretty pissed off with each other, rightfully so. I mean, like, it's a very competitive game, and one of the most important that we've had in this franchise basically up to this point. So I can understand the frustration, but it was pretty heated between both of my homeboys. So yeah, they were not happy. Then after a few days or a day or two, I had to step in and finally just make a decision because they were not going to agree on one. So I told them they need to replay it. You know, it's just an update and it's been really laggy. So I don't think it's as much a Paralift's fault as Logan thinks it was. That's just me. But heading over to this screenshot, I mean, like, yeah, Logan wasn't that happy, so he had to replay. Rightfully so. I mean, like, he was up, you know, whatever, but Paralift lagged out, so due to the lag spikes, not his internet. And it's for the 1 seed, so I told him they need to replay. It's probably the most important thing. And then JT stepped in and really just called them pussies along with me. So, I mean, like, you know, they replayed it and it was complete cinema. And it was cinema because of the plays that just occurred. I mean, like, a huge pick by DeMar Chaney. Great trade for Paralift. And it'd be 10-10 at this point. But right before half, Shady McCoy would punch it in, giving Paralift a 17-10 lead. And things were looking amazing for him. A-Rod and the Packers, you know, would storm downfield and wound up getting to field goal range with not much time left. So props to him for doing that. It'd be 17-13 heading into halftime. And it would be heated and tight. Speaking about heated and tight, Mike Vick would find a way to get another touchdown. Eagles would be up. A big touchdown by Jordy Nelson, though, would put the Packers back in this game. Logan was looking good. Then one of the worst plays I've ever seen happen to someone, a D-line pick on a halfback slip screen. Maybe the worst thing ever. This would give Logan the lead and basically make Paralift have to make a game-winning drive with like a minute left. You get tripped up on second down on 3rd and 11. You know, you're trying to find his man. Almost throws a pick. I don't know how he didn't pick that. And then on 4th and 11, oh my God, he throws a check down. Yeah, one of the worst ways to lose in a heated game for the 1 seed. Really props to Logan, though. I mean, like, that was an insane game to watch. So we finally have our first rivalry. Heading over to the highlight portion of the video, we have the Giants piling a win over Logan after a huge win over the Eagles. I don't know what happened. Too many cups is not a playoff team right now, so with not too many wins. Mike Vick with a huge touchdown right here to really propel them to win that game. I mean, like, then heading over to week 12, we got Megatron doing what Megatron does and getting a huge touchdown right here. I mean, like, that is absurd. I don't know how he got that, but a huge pass by Eli Manning, you know, trying to put the Giants back in the game. It wouldn't matter, though. You know, when you have Megatron making plays like this dude just got hit by 2 dudes and he evaded it. I don't know how he's having the season he is. I mean, I don't even know how that's possible. Whatever. Ravens user with a good touchdown versus the Jets. I mean, like, impressive enough. Deshaun Jackson, though, speaking about impressive, he is a Cowboys killer. This dude mauled the Cowboys in this game. The huge touchdown on a drag route right here. But then another Hail Mary touchdown right here. Look at this. I cannot believe that. How'd he catch that? Whatever. Heading over to the Patriots, the greatest team of all time. We got Dorian Dickerson, the GOAT, catching a post. doing what he does. He's finally come back from Walmart, and I'm happy for him. I love him. And then speaking about Doran Dickerson, another touchdown. I mean, like, this was 2 first-half touchdowns for him. He was killing the Bengals. So, you know, enough said. Then speaking about killing, we got the Packers destroying the Lions with a fumble right there, and then getting a big touchdown on their head. And then another interception right here. I don't know how this game was this close at this point. No disrespect to the Lions user, but I mean, like, when you're turning the ball over like that, who knows? So, you know, heading over later in the game, we got the Packers with another highlight reel play. I don't even know. Like I said, I don't know how this was close. This dude only had like big plays or something, because that's all he sent us. That was insane to watch. So props to him. But a huge catch right here. Cam Newton just, you know, heaving one out. That's impressive enough. Then another big touchdown. Steve Smith just driving down the sideline. This Rams CPU team has been awful to play against, as they've just taken down big users. So props to the Panthers. But speaking about props to the Eagles user for exposing the Chargers user with the crossbody throw. I don't know why you're throwing crossbody. Chargers user is still elite in my opinion. Just a bad game. And another pick. Oh my god, it's Pick City over in LA. Eagles just having a legacy game. 24. Asamoah killing it. Another deep ball by Phillip Rivers. Another pick by Asamoah. What would you expect? I mean, like, this Eagles user, somewhat legit. Still a Mickey Mouse in my eyes. And we'll see. I mean, like, you can't lose the 1 seed like that. Speaking about Mickey Mouse teams, the Niners are not one of them right here. Just a huge return. Oh my god, I cannot believe the amount of kick returns and punt returns we've just had in this league. This is insane. But another insane pick the Niners get with Navarro Bowman. And then another huge one. Navarro Bowman, legacy game, running down the sideline. But he would be caught up to by number 28. Oh my, that was a crazy run. Speaking of crazy runs, he'll get another one and another chance to return it to the house. Passes it back to Patrick Willis. Oh my god, Niners legacy game. Speaking of legacy games, I don't know how he caught this. What a catch. Danny Woodhead legacy game as well over in New England against Buffalo. I mean, like, what is it with the Patriots just owning Buffalo? Crazy game. Patriots users legit.
Alrighty, so your passing leaders are still going to be the same for the most part. We have Tom Brady and Eli Manning just putting the league on notice right now. I mean, like, they're just killing it. But then you have Stafford sneaking into the top 3 right now. So props to that user. He is going off in terms of the passing game, and let me show you what I mean. As you can see here, Stafford had 474 yards, 5 touchdowns, and an interception versus the Cowboys. You know, very solid game for week 13, I believe. But if you head over to receiving, Calvin Johnson had 428 yards and 17 receptions with 4 touchdowns. I have no idea what this dude is feeding Calvin Johnson before these games, but props to that user. That is insanely impressive, I gotta say right now. You know, it's Madden, obviously anything can happen. This is crazy. This is like record shattering. Also wanted to give a shout out to the Rams CPU user, as they have now beaten the Lions and the 49ers, who were an undefeated team at the time. That is absurd. I mean, like, I don't know what to say. So, heading over to the playoff picture, which is, you know, one of the most normal things of this video, except there's a few little things that are a little, like, crazy. Starting off with the 1 seeds, Chargers and Eagles. I would say that's somewhat normal. I mean, like, the Eagles are really in the hot seat with the 1 seed, as the Niners and Packers are right there. The Eagles are going to win their division, though. I think they clinched it already. But you have some really, really interesting things. I mean, like, the Raiders at the 7th seed, considering how bad their roster is, that's absurd to me. You know, whatever. And then another thing that's a little funny is the Colts being in the playoffs, as that user's out. I believe he had surgery, so rest up, man. You know, prayers to you. But you're still in the playoffs, so not too much complaining to be said there. And then, you know, you just have a few other things, like the Patriots at the 3 seed. They should easily be the 1 seed. I think that Patriots user is just getting a little unlucky right now with things, whatever. But I want to highlight the Week 16 matchup between the Ravens and the Patriots. That is going to be the biggest matchup of the year. I mean, like, I can't say with enough certainty that will, you know, decide so much heading into the playoffs. You had the Eagles and the Packers earlier. Sure, game of the year. This is one of the most important matchups right here. This is probably the second most important game of the season. This can determine the 1 seed right there in week 16. So that is going to be huge, I can tell you that much. But heading over to our user matchups in the wild card round, if everything stands as it is right now, You have the Packers and the Lions and the Saints versus the Seahawks. I mean, like, could you ask for a better playoff picture right now? This is so perfect in my opinion. It's just, this is amazing. The Packers and the Lions, just a classic rivalry. But you're going to really see two teams that like to stick with one thing, and that one thing works for them, whether it's RPOs or just hitting Calvin Johnson. I mean, like, these two teams do what they do best, and, you know, I got to respect it. But the Saints and the Seahawks, that is going to be a very interesting matchup. You know, you got a very good, very, very good offense, and I'll show you why in a second. They're, like, probably the best running attack in the league outside of the Niners. And then you got the Seahawks with the Legion of Boom. I mean, like, what could you ask for? What else could you ask for? And the Saints offense is just so scary because of Darren Sproles. I mean, like, in Week 13 against the Dolphins, this dude put up 368 rushing yards on the Dolphins' head. And that is a damn good Dolphins defense as it stands right now. 4 touchdowns from him. That is one of the craziest stat lines. I don't know what it is with Saints running backs just having crazy yardage and crazy touchdowns. I mean, like, Saints, Alvin Kamara, Christmas Day, and now Darren Sproles. I mean, like, that is crazy. But heading back to rushing yards, it is, you know, Frank Gore on an island of himself again. DeMarco Murray and LaShawn McCoy just can't compete right now, and for a good reason. This dude's going to probably get to 2,500 yards before the season ends. I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, like, just considering on the route he's going. Speaking about historic seasons, Megatron is probably going to hit like 3,500 or maybe even 4K by the season ends. This is absurd. I've never, ever been in a franchise where this dude's just been fed the ball so well and so consistently to the point where he's at this rate. So, congrats to the Lions user again. I also just wanted to highlight how good the Aaron Hernandez trade was for the Patriots. You know, not to toot the Patriots' horn or anything, but Trent Cole has 12.5 sacks and has been on a tear. Has been basically the saving grace in that pass rush. So, really props to the Patriots user for making such a good trade. And also props to the Niners user. Navarro Bowman and Patrick Willis are somehow leading the league in interceptions together. It's Brian Cushing, but it doesn't even matter. I mean, like, this Niners user, he's looking kind of deadly heading into the playoffs. When you can just feed it to Frank Gore like the way he does and then have the most elite linebacker do in the league, yeah, you're going to win games. So, props to this dude. I mean, like, he could definitely get the 1 seed and walk right into the Super Bowl with it. Alrighty, guys, that'll do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you guys enjoyed, please hit that like and subscribe button. Stay tuned for more, you know, uploads of my channel. And if you guys enjoyed this, you guys will want to definitely watch the entire playoffs next week. I mean, like, it's gonna be uploaded from a week from now, so that's gonna be a huge episode and a must watch, as you're gonna see the entire league unfold right there. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in another one. Peace out.